proud to say ShotScope are now an official partner of the Birdie Golf Club podcast. Their smart golf watches and rangefinders don't just give you distances. They track your stats so you can fully see where you're gaining and losing shots. So now I can actively see where I'm losing shots. Thanks, ShotScope. And thanks to this partnership, you get 15% off with the code Birdie Golf Club. Smarter golf, better scores. That's ShotScope. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Birdie Golf Club podcast. But it's not just another episode, it's episode 40, and it's a real landmark episode for the podcast, because to have someone like David Correy on the podcast shows that this idea works. Having somewhere where people can come and tell their story and why golf is so important to it, and having someone like David who's been through so many things in his life. He's had to deal with the things that come with fame, the things that come with everything happening so quickly in his life, and how golf has been this force for good in that, along with, obviously, as we learn, his friends, his family. It really, really does show how important this game is and why it's important to talk about that and to accept it and to realise that it may just be putting a little white ball in a hole. But it's more. It's something that is incredibly important to each and every one of us. So I'm not gonna do a long talk here, because fans of David are gonna be here and want to learn more about him and this side of him as well. So I'll let you guys do that. All I did just want to say is, if you're here for the first time, I hope you enjoy the podcast. I hope you check out some of the other episodes that we do. We mentioned back to an episode with Lance Reader from Crank, and there's many stories to be heard on this podcast, and if you get a chance, go back through and do it. If you want to learn more about the podcast, make sure to follow. Make sure to leave a 5-star rating, as it really helps us out. And of course, head over to the Birdie Golf Club podcast Instagram page, because there is going to be an amazing giveaway on there. Crank, that I have just right here, who David is an ambassador for, are giving away a mini driver to one of the very fortunate people that head over, take a look at that Instagram reel, complete what you need to do, and you could own a Crank mini driver. And that's global as well, wherever you are in the world. So head over there and do that. But I'm not going to hold things up any longer. Let's get to the interview with the incredibly impressive person that is David Correy. David, thank you so much for joining me.
Absolutely.
This has been a while in the works, hasn't it? Because we've been trying to find a date that works, but I know you're a busy guy. And maybe paint the picture of what have you been up to recently. What's this month look like for you?
Man, life is good. God is greater, brother. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna start it like that, man. Things have just really just been picking up a lot for me. I just really kind of fell back in love with golf, and it's a deeper rooted like thing for me. Like, it's not just going out there and playing. Like, it's a spiritual connection for me. Like, I've been playing since I was 10 years old. So, and not many people know that. I mean, the ones that do know, that follow me, know that's what I do. But that's very small. Do you know what I'm saying? So, as far as the aspect of people genuinely paying attention to it. But yeah, man. So, I mean, I appreciate you having me on here. This is long overdue, bro.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I know, like, part of the reason why you wanted to come on was obviously your fans across the world are aware of your music. They may be aware of, your story, but how golf played a huge part in your life as well, and then obviously more recently as well, the part that golf has played. But maybe for people that might be listening that might have just listened to a golf podcast, could you maybe say a little bit more about yourself and basically how how you are the man that you are today? I know that's a big question, but if we could
Woo!
take it way back, I know that's
Mm.
it's too big. It's too big a question, but it's
My man just said, just start swinging out the gates. I love it. That's a great question, though. It's a great
thank you.
loaded question. Um, my wife always tells me I ran a lot, so I'm gonna try to stay on subject matter, but I want
Oh,
to
do
give you the
it.
real though.
You can rant. You can rant. Do it.
So I tell people all the time, man, since the inception of my birth, God has had his hand on my shoulders. Like my story is one of those stories. Everyone has a great story. I genuinely believe we all have something special to contribute and say about our story. Um, Mine just transcends so many different boundaries and obstacles and triumphs, and it's just a beautiful thing. And my journey started in Brazil. I was adopted from Recife, Brazil, and I was selflessly given up for adoption. My birth mother had me when she was about 14. So, you
Mm,
know, I have a lot of respect for any person that's in that situation trying to give a child a better life, especially coming from Brazil, that being a third world country,
mm,
it's wild over there. So, and then I was adopted by the two greatest humans that ever got a chance to walk this earth, and you know, they were, rest in peace, my guiding star. You know, I think the thing about my parents is they play the most dynamic role in my embryo, my being and who I am and how I flow and the energy that comes out of me is my family. So, my father built me a stage out of my bed. I came back home from school and my bed was gone, and he made the bed into a stage and my sheets into curtains, and that's how that was birthed. So music was the first passion, right? Um,
mm,
and I was always acting. I was always into musicals. I was always running around. But sports was like me and my wife have this thing called 5149, right? So like
mm,
51 music, that's the initial like, oh my God, what is this? And then I would say golf is the second thing I fell in love with. Maybe
mm.
biased by saying I'm Brazilian, soccer was involved heavily, but
Sure.
when my dad put a golf club, a Scotty Cameron Pro Platinum to be exact, in Lynchburg, Virginia, at one of my grandpa's annual golf tournaments that they would do to raise awareness. Um, I forget exactly what he passed away from, but it's tied to
Mm,
something that's giving back. And it was just a repeated thing. And I don't know, the like years leading up. I mean, I'm always playing sports, and I would like go there and watch, but I wasn't getting into golf. And it was just that one time, no one told me, and I was just out there, and I was obviously watching people warm up and stuff because I was intrigued by it. But I was playing soccer, basketball, football. I wasn't,
mm,
really tripping off golf. And he walked over to me, and he was like, "Yo, I got a surprise for you." And I remember like it was yesterday, and that's what birthed golf. And I played JV in high school, varsity in high school. And what a lot of people don't know is like right before when I went to college, I was actively seeking out trying to get scholarships into school. My grades weren't always the best, bro. My power was always being the creative, right? And I
mm,
always felt confined in certain institutions. Not saying school is not important. I just knew at a certain point there was gonna be a disrupt the status quo, so to speak, and I would go off and do my own thing. But
mm,
I had got into a golf program and to go play college golf, but I didn't have the grades. And then I got a 4-year scholarship to Berkeley. Now this is where it gets really important because it was at that moment where, and I'm already thriving very well in music. You know, just the things that I mean, I was able to get a scholarship to every school I ever been to from music. And back
mm,
then, I was so shy and intimidated by music. I used sports as the cover. I didn't want anyone to know I sang until everyone knew I sang, and then I then I rode the wave. I rode the wave hard, you know what I mean? But it was that moment right at college. My dad was like, "Listen, don't you ever in your life let golf out of your back pocket, son. It's going to be the most important thing later on in your life that's going to lead you to amazing relationships that are going to just take you by storm in your life that you're going to need and cherish." And
mm,
boy, was he ever right. And I'm talking about right on, right on, right on, right. Golf is one of the most communal,
mm,
bring you together things. And obviously, some people have their reasons for playing in certain things, but I find it so beautiful. Especially someone like me. I stick out like a sore thumb. I got tattoos from my earlobes to my ankles. I don't look like the average golfer by no means. So let's be
Mm.
very clear. Let me start right there. But how amazing is it that we can end up at the same place, pay the same price, come from completely all different sides of the tracks.
Mm.
But man, that first hole, and you're just sitting there and it's a bunch of guys you might not ever cross paths with, but the game of golf brings you together, and by the end of it you might have come up off an amazing connect that you never thought you would get, a brother that you never thought you would get. I mean, it changes the dynamic of so many things, but golf teaches you so much about life, and it's
Mm.
so relatable. It's you versus you, and
Mm.
me being the type of person that me has always been my biggest obstacle, golf humbles me so much. It keeps me sharp. It keeps me wanting to learn. It keeps me wanting to network. It just, I don't know. And I write my best music on a golf course because my brain is free. A
That's
lot of people
fantastic.
don't know that.
Yeah, I
Like,
was going to ask you about that. Is the like solidarity of golf like actually? I was going to ask you, is it a place to like escape and have your mind busy on something else, or is it somewhere like you've just said that actually it's a creative place?
man, both. I swear to you on everything I love. So where we live, me and my wife, we moved to onto Lake Norman right outside of Charlotte. It's beautiful, and the Carolinas are a golf hub. I mean, it's some of the best golf in the country, arguably in the
Mm.
United States of America. So we picked a great spot, but ironically, by the grace of God, I don't. I tell her every day, I was like, "Baby, you are a rock star for this." But we literally live across the street, literally across the street from the number one Muni semi-private golf course in all of North Carolina, with the number one practice facility. And to all my
Nice.
golfers out there, if somebody's complaining about golf costs a lot, let me do you a favor. When I go across the street, it is free to chip and putt all day long. And
Mm.
if you want to spend some money, bring a $10 bill. Well, at least for me, I'm just saying, you want to hit a small bucket of balls, it's really not as expensive as people think. And I keep my clubs in the back of my car. So if I even pass a golf course and I might just have a little bit of time, no one ever turns you down if you're going over there and you're practicing. I mean,
Mm.
the way I look sometimes, I'm like, D, you better put on a collared shirt just because they're gonna say something regardless of how you look. But even like, the public courses, I can go like this, and just as long as I, kind of look like I know what I'm doing. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I escape right when I'm in that moment playing golf. Anything that is bothersome, painful, hurtful, I'm gone.
Mm.
It's almost like the same thing that I do when I get on stage in music. I go
Mm.
to this place and it is so beautiful. And this sounds crazy, but when Happy Gilmore says go to his happy place, I laugh all the time because that's what it really is. You can do no wrong when I'm on a golf course. I can do no wrong when I'm in the booth about to record. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. The ideas I come up with, they're so effortless. And
Yeah.
I'll go say them to somebody like, how long did it take to come up with that? I'm like, the third hole. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. The third hole, like, I pay attention to everything that's going on. It might be a conversation, or a lot of the gentlemen that I play with are so profound and older than me. So I catch a
Mm.
lot of game up just off asking them questions about fatherhood, marriage, all the stuff that I can't ask my parents, right?
Mm.
And that's the stuff I also think about. I also feel a level of like warmth in that communal, like grandpa, big brother, father figure ish, because I don't have my dad. And when I come across the right gentleman that like gives me nostalgia of those moments I had playing with my dad, I don't know, it makes me feel even more satisfied that I made the right decision moving here, more satisfied of just all encompassed to where I'm at right now. So um,
Mm.
and if anyone's been watching what I've been going on, I'm the type of guy where my tentacles stretch very long and all over
Mm.
the place. I'm not a one trick kind of guy. So for anyone that's been following me, it's just been, I don't know, man. God's got the wheel. I'm just sitting back enjoying. This is the most calm, peaceful my life has ever been. We talked about this last night. I said, babe, pinch me. I could Adam Sandler click right now, and my life is perfect. I'm serious. It's
Yeah.
unreal, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I know you were saying that golf was a big part of your life growing up, but then there's that period in between Where I'm guessing, like a lot of people, you sort of maybe moved away from the game, life got busy. What what did that sort of period without golf look like for you as well? And then your return to it afterwards was clearly very important.
Man, that's a. I like you, man. You had you asking all the right questions. Well, it's interesting that you ask because when I moved to Boston and I knew that music was the mission, and I
Mm,
knew that I wanted to go to the extreme. I wanted to be misunderstood. I was obsessive. Like the only way to make it happen is to make it the only way. And I tell people
mm,
that ask for mentorship all the time. Like every time I got knocked down in my journey, I always see the last scene in Rocky. I know what
mm,
it's like to be down, and I know how much more fulfilling it will be if I get my ass up. And I go every day like that, no matter what I'm going through. And I was always trying to be an example of that through this journey. And leaving golf, so to speak, from when I got to college, um, I went to Boston and it's freezing up there. So like it wasn't even on my mind. It was kind of a slow, weird like breakup, right? I didn't
mm,
have to make it so dramatic in my brain, but it did mess with me the first year because that was always my escape on the weekends and certain stuff like that. Because if it wasn't training for another sport, it was always golf, right? So as my life progressed, golf was ixnayed from 18 to probably almost 25 years old. But I was always watching it
mm,
anytime a random like I don't know like there'd be like once a year like an outing would happen and I could go out and I'd play and I'd remember how much I love it, but I'd honestly shut that off. It wasn't as fun because I didn't want it to be fun because I know I'd be obsessed and I was on this path. So
mm.
I did not start playing golf again for real until 2014 when I did my deal with Coca-Cola.
Right.
That's when I started playing again after college. So gosh, man, that was almost 27, 20,
Mm,
almost 26 years old. Like, oh yeah, 20, about 26 years old when I started like playing every time I had the chance. When I come back home from tour, I was playing golf. That was my escape. And I became obsessed with it again. I started to love it again.
mm,
But as soon as I did my deal with Coke, and my mom passed away, then I wasn't focused on using golf as the escapism. I was overworking myself. And then when my dad died Christmas Eve night, I after my parents died, I fell heavy into alcohol addiction, and that had been a struggle for a decade strong. And just in and out. I mean, obviously, not having the education about what addiction is,
mm,
that forms a slight ignorance because I'm saying things that I don't have any knowledge of. But I did start to think about it, and when I got to my wife, like we were dating like she'll always say this, but for all intents and purposes, we were. So let's just say 2019, when I moved to Pittsburgh in 2020, which Pittsburgh is cold too, but I was still on artist mode. But I would say not until 2023,
mm,
I picked up the golf gloves again. And I don't know what it was, bro. I'm trying to tell you. It is like my third year in Pittsburgh, and that's when we were like, okay, we need to move to North Carolina. So December, I had done the Pittsburgh Steelers and Ravens, Wiz Khalifa, all that. And we were like, yo, it's time to go. And once we locked in around that time, we were like balls to the wall figuring out that. And soon as it got warm enough, me knowing we were leaving in September, I got fitted. I got the TaylorMade's P790s, the Stealth Plus 2, the Tour Staff bag, Scotty Cameron. Like I was like locked in. I was like, you can't probably fit this in like, driving carts. I'm like, I don't even care. I was balling out of control. I was like, I need all the new stuff, excuse me. And I was like, I'm getting this, I'm getting that, I'm doing this. And I mean, I dropped the easy 5, 6 grand like it was nothing. I haven't touched any of my money. I was super smart with saving stuff, but it's so crazy when you know
mm.
you don't have it, but as soon as a new golf club comes out, you got all the money in the world, bro. All the money in the world. And my wife had heard me talk like about like I'm like, dang, and he's like, babe, it's like I used to be really good at golf. Like when I was in high school, my lowest was probably a three, a three
Right.
handicap.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
mind you, I'm a little dude, bro. I'm
Mm.
119, 120 pounds soaking wet. But I go after that thing. And my
Mm.
nickname in high school, no one knows this in Spanish, was manos, which is hands. So
Right.
my short game is lethal. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's what I when it goes in the bunker, when it goes and I got a chip, when it's a 50-yard pitch or I'm on the green, that's my happy space.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I always played against the bombers. Because I'm
Mm.
5'5", 120. So, I mean, so all it would do
You
was
needed
make
it.
me
You needed that short
yeah.
game. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh my God. But it inspired me to get so surgical and so lethal with my short game. And then in the interim, start really focusing on the specific drills for golf training. Because I found myself in the gym because I'm an athlete, always working out. But I'm like, yeah, these aren't the golf muscles you're using though.
yeah.
So I
Mm-hmm.
started transferring all my workout in 2023, all my money, all my focus. I was pushing towards golf. And when I got down here to the Carolinas, it was on and popping, bro. So 2023 from college, to sum all this back, sorry, I kind of gave you a lot, but
That's fine.
18, picked up the club back when I was 26 years old, played a little bit, played more, picked it back up for real in 2023. And it has been just exponentially getting more and more and more. Now it's like almost every day I'm at the golf course now.
That's amazing.
Every
That's
day.
amazing.
Every day. Every day.
And
Yeah, I
did you
just played
did
18
you
today.
yeah, yeah, amazing. I see you on your
Yeah.
Instagram. Like
Yeah, yeah.
one, you practice what you preach because you're always working on short game, which is awesome. Like you said, it's something you can just go and do, and it's no problem at all. But pretty
Yeah.
much every day, and it's tough for me because I don't live right opposite a golf course, right?
I mean,
And
right.
I see your pictures of like beautiful sunshine and like working on your game, and I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
David's just he's got it sorted today. It's
What
too
what what
good.
part of the UK? What part of the UK do you live in?
I'm down like near Brighton, like
Okay.
so yeah, to sort of straight down from London basically, and on the coast. So there's beautiful like golf courses around.
Yeah.
It's just I mean, I'm playing tomorrow, and it's going to be windy and probably a bit wet as well tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
What's the what's the here's a great question for you. What is the golf culture like in the UK?
that's an interesting question. Um, I would say we are nowhere near as with the times as what American golf culture is like now. I think you've seen
Really?
American golf culture has had this big influence of younger golfers,
Yep.
um, and equally in every town in America there is opportunity to play a quicker version of the game as well.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah, yeah.
because I know you
Yeah.
have a lot of like city golf and there's like night
For sure.
golf and
Yep.
all these places. Over here we have a little bit of that, but it's still very traditional. Um, and it's a tough, like I always have this debate on this podcast, tough balance. I'm interested to see what you think about this because golf has its like traditions, and especially in the UK, there's like a huge amount of tradition with golf,
100%.
and it's difficult. Do you want to lose that to gain sort of new people into the game, or
Right.
is there like a time and a place for it? Is kind of where I sit.
Right. You know what's funny, man? Let's just say a hypothetical for this that I'm David Corey, the PGA Tour player, right?
Okay,
I'm not
let's do
David
it.
Corey, the singer. To answer
Mm,
your what you're talking about, money is everything to somebody that doesn't have it, and sometimes money isn't everything. Sometimes to somebody that has it, or that's how they come off, so to speak,
mm,
right? I understand live so much more now after I went to an event, right?
mm,
I understand it so much more. I'm not in anybody's personal business or space or behind closed doors to make executive decisions on why people do the things they do. But when you have a family
mm,
and bills, and maybe somebody has a condition where certain money and things are needed, that's called being a provider, right?
mm,
So that is where I kind of understand both sides of what, oh, he's selling out. Brother, if you've never had anything your entire life and someone says, I'm going to give you $100 million to go play the game you love and support your family, that's why I don't listen to keyboard warriors. You're going to have
Yeah.
a whole different perspective when you're talking to your CPA, your bank manager, your lawyer. It's going to be a
Mm,
whole nother
mm,
question. So, however, now that I spoke about money, let's talk about the experience. My
mm,
wife is not a golfer, right? She has fallen in love with golf. She ever since she watched Full Swing and just how much more personable these people are. They're more like humans. You can actually touch them, right? This
mm,
isn't the day and age of like Michael Jackson performing and people are fainting in the crowd. Like things are way
mm,
more accessible. And you really start to find yourself as a consumer, because I'm a fan of everybody. Bro, I look like a kid when I went to the live event. I'm out there, yo, Heinrich Stenson, bro. Like I'm
oh, what a
screaming out
player.
all older players, right? I'm screaming
Yeah,
out older
yeah.
players. They're like, I'm like, babe, you know how good it probably is for them to feel like somebody's recognizing them because it's Bryson and Brooks and
Mm,
Sergio and John Rahm. I just am a golf nerd. I love golf. So the experience at Live, it's 95 degrees outside. Let's start there. It, the music was enjoyable. I'm a musician. I have so much respect for the tradition of golf. I think you need it. I
mm,
think it teaches integrity. I think it teaches how to carry yourself, conduct yourself. Golf says a lot about a human when you play around a golf with somebody. It
mm.
says a lot about a person. It's the only sport you can call a penalty on yourself. It's a game of integrity. So
So
let's
true.
start there, right?
Yeah.
So there's something to be said about the foundation and root of tradition. I think that's extremely important. However, in the progressiveness of it, if it's not damaging or tarnishing the tradition aspect of how you carry yourself, hey man, great round. Hey man,
Yeah.
thank you, sir. I really appreciate you having me out here and showing that respect. And you're growing the game for the greater of good.
Mm,
There's nothing that's ever negative about that. You're putting golf clubs in kids' hands that don't have the ability, financially or geographically, whatever the case is, that experience the greatest game there's ever invented.
mm.
Please keep doing that. I love what Bryson does for the game. It
Amazing. Yeah.
needed that. It needs
Mm,
that. So I'll put it to you like this: too much of one way I don't like, and too much of another way I don't like. As long as it's pushing the game forward, I'm all about that. And as far as money thing, I can't speak on that directly, but I do know once money is presented to you and you, my friend, might be in a situation we're not privy to, you might change your mind about what's a sellout or
yeah.
what you need to do as a man to take care of your family. So
Yeah.
there's that part too. Um,
I
but
think. I mean,
yeah,
the guys that went over to live, they got like such an over the top reaction to what was.
yeah,
I can't remember who. I think it was Dustin Johnson. Basically said, if you were paid like what was it, like 10 times the amount you would make in a year to do the same job, you would do it.
100%. It is what it
It's
is.
pretty simple, right?
Listen, man. Yeah, like it is what it is, and these golfers put a lot of work in. Like when I tell you the worst player is still amazing,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
just how good these guys are. I put it to you like this: I went out west. I haven't played golf on the West Coast in, I don't know, 12 years. 12
Mm,
years, probably since X Factor. That's the last time I played. So I'm hopping off the plane. I'm jet lagged. The ball flies 20 yards further out here. I'm hitting a pitching wedge almost 150 yards. Like, I'm like,
hmm
what's going on? I'm trying to figure out my game. And I end up shooting a 74. So exponentially just getting better at the game and understanding every little thing, that score is good, right? It
mm,
is good.
yeah, very
And
good.
if I play with the average golfer on a weekend at a recreational course, I'm going to get invited over 1 million times. But when you get to the level these guys are, sometimes these guys are shooting 7 under and it's not getting the job done.
Mm.
That's ridiculous. ridiculous. The margin for error is so small. I have so much respect for these dudes. Seriously, in my afterlife, I'm gonna come back reincarnated. I'm gonna hit the ball as far as Bryson. I'm gonna have I don't know, Sergio Garcia's shot shaping ability. Let me get Tiger Woods on the putting. I mean, it's just these. It's remarkable, bro. It's
It's
inspiring.
Ian Poulter's competitiveness, and there you go.
Oh,
You're
there you
done.
go. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, I need that. I need that dog in me right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yep.
got
And
to
then
get.
give me Wesley Bryant with the wedges.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's unreal with the wedges. The YouTube space like has been really interesting, hasn't it, with the game of golf and now you're seeing guys that I wouldn't have thought would be too bothered about doing it, but have seen the positive impact it's having on the game. Like Tommy Fleetwood now
Oh my
is
gosh, man.
a left-handed YouTube golfer, and everyone's buying into it. You know,
Yeah.
he's going to go on like Foreplay channel and play with Trent at some point and try and break
Yeah.
100 left-handed, and it's like
Yeah. It's
it's
amazing.
it's unbelievable. And you see the PGA for years have been trying to do these like the match and trying to do these like big one-on-one outside of the
Yep.
regular. And
Yep.
YouTube's basically solved that issue with it doesn't have
Yep.
to be live. It just needs to be edited to be entertainment.
Yep.
Like simple
You,
as that.
let me give you another thing too about sports and the difference between, let's stick with golf. It's a sport, right? So golf, in my industry, music, you can be the worst talent there is, but if you have a gimmick or you are interesting and entertaining enough, you have the ability to still be a star and make money.
Yeah, yeah.
In golf, in sports, you can't fake a 64. You can't fake a 59.
Mm.
There's nothing about what these guys do that's remotely easy. I'm not saying the music game is easier. I'm saying it's trickier to be smarter. You're playing chess so much more than just performing because there's so many other intangibles that goes into being a star, right? You got to
Mm.
have the look. Does he have a good stage show? Does he pick good records? Like it's all that stuff, right? So, but golf is just it's straightforward, right to it, and that's why we as like regular humans love to see some of these pros struggle when the U.S. Open comes to Oakmont, right? We like to
Yeah,
see y'all sweat like we do. We love it. It's the greatest
yeah,
thing ever. It makes us feel good about ourselves.
yeah. Just a bunch
So
of
I mean,
sickos just
yeah,
sitting around watching these guys like hack it out of knee-high rough, just laughing.
it's unreal. And I don't know what it is too. I man, I know COVID was a real big boost with golf, but for someone
Mm.
like myself and you that have been introduced to this great game a lot younger than a lot of the new stuff coming out, it makes my heart smile to see how many people want to genuinely play golf. I'm talking about all walks of life are coming out of nowhere, and my DMs are just, oh man, let me play golf. I want to learn. Like it's
Yeah,
genuinely intriguing.
yeah. I've heard,
LeBron,
oh,
all of them.
he's like taken over golf this
Yeah,
last like
it's
month. It's
yeah,
now LeBron's
it's
game.
crazy. Yeah, it's wild, man.
I
It's
mean,
crazy.
yeah, same as you. I've seen like a load of friends of mine because we came over from playing like football, like soccer. You know, like that's what
Yeah,
we would do as mates. We would go and play football. But the difference, even in their learning stage, where they're like frustrated with the game and all these
yep,
things, we're still going around a golf course for 4 hours generally. You know, that's sort of time, and we're not just shouting at each other like we would on a football pitch. We're talking. We're asking how each other are. We're
yep,
generally trying to help each other. There's a few
yep.
that I don't, you know, just because I want to beat
Of
them.
course,
But
you want to beat them. Yeah, of course.
but it's so much more of a social thing, which can be so important when you're going through a difficult part in life as well.
100%.
And the amount of people I speak to on this podcast that have all gone through, you know, everyone goes through something in life, and golf has been that thing where they can either do something difficult to move that thing aside for a bit so they don't have to deal
Right.
with it, or a time to sit and either contemplate it or sit and talk through it with people.
Yeah.
And have you found that with you, you know, obviously the losses that you've had in life and obviously the difficulties you've had in life as well, golf's been that what you need?
Yeah, it's one of the it's one of the few things. Like there's a like I have my things that I really like, and I have such an amazing wife, bro. Like my wife is my rock. She's my biggest supporter, man. Like, and anyone that's watching this too that's dealing with mental health or addiction, like, my line is always open. I'm actually coming up on 7 months myself, which I'm very proud of. Like, actually, probably the most proud I've ever been. And things have literally gone from, I mean, I have so much coming up. It's insane. Like, I don't even know where to begin or start or say. You guys are literally about to see some of the coolest things I have going on. And golf is, man, some of the best relationships I have in my life are
Mm,
from golf. I mean, I have been really blessed prior. I have a lot of amazing friends in my life. I have an amazing team in my life. Um, my label, Urban Rock, from that aspect, and now just bringing everybody into this new journey with golf. They're all like, bro, this is amazing. You can merge all of this together.
yeah,
They get to see this goofy, pure guy that you are. And when I'm playing golf, it's not a show. I don't have to perform. I'm just being myself. And that's when you get the best out of me because I'm just in an element. And you know what's crazy? Even if you have horrible social skills, if you just love golf, it gets you so far out of the norm of you because
yeah,
you're it's so communal, man. It's infectious. So,
yeah.
um and I'm glad we're actually on this topic because anyone that's been following me or hasn't recently working with Crank was one of the wildest situations that's ever happened to me, and that's kind of where we are in this journey of golf right now.
Now, how did that
And
come about? How did everything with Crank start?
oh my god, bro, let me tell you, if you want to bookmark or save this on the YouTube channel, that anybody that wants to get into the golf space or is sitting on a really really fantastic idea and they're nervous, they're on the fence about it, I really hope this story inspires you because it's unbelievably raw, true, and not as hard as you would think it may be.
Mm,
So I have my 10-month-old, his name is Isaiah, and I always take him for walks. I'm outside with him all the time. And we were walking over in the street next over to our neighborhood. It's called Maryland Street. I
mm,
was raised in Maryland. I'm from Maryland. That was a sign. And when I moved down here, I have been eyeing the crank, the crank drivers. And obviously Bryson now hitting it because I had been a fan and big supporter of Lance way prior to Bryson grabbing a crank driver. And anyone that
mm,
understands and knows crank knows how far back they really go.
yeah,
They are the underdog. These are some of, if not the most amazing humans. Like I literally have met my twin as far as how we think, our passion, our our relatability just for the game, life, and just overall like just what golf is and what their mission is. Like,
mm,
and it's been absolutely phenomenal. Lance Reeder is an absolute genius. He's
yeah,
absolutely probably one of the coolest dudes ever. I got a chance to spend time with him one on one in Arizona. It was one of the most remarkable experiences. I still get goosebumps off because I was just out there like, yo, God, like, is this my life? Like, this is amazing. Um, yeah, so I literally was turning. I'm sorry, I was going off tangent. I literally was going on to the street. It was Maryland Street. That's where I'm from. I looked at my son. I said, "Daddy's not crazy. Daddy's a genius." And I called Crank and I said, "Hey, is Lance Reeder there?" And he goes, "Well, you kind of throwing out names like pretty loosely, especially a CEO. Do you know him?" I
yeah.
was like, "Yeah, we're best friends. I just never met him before." And he just started dying laughing.
Are you planning your next golf getaway? Well, whether it's sunny Spain, Portugal, or somewhere a bit closer to home, Golf Escapes have you covered with the best courses and packages around. And because they're now partnered with the Birdie Golf Club podcast, you get a little bonus. If you use code Birdie Double Points at the point of inquiry, you'll collect double escape points on your booking. More golf, more perks. That's Golf Escapes.
And I was like, listen, man, if you could just deliver a message, Lance, what he has done with this technology is next level. I stand by it. I want nothing from you. I just want you to deliver this message. If no one's told him, he's created the next thing. This is the thing. And the three-phase technology and everything with the bowling rolls and everything that he's been doing is phenomenal. And he's like, wow, man, that means a lot. I'll pass the message on. I said, but while I have your attention, sir, what if I told you you was talking to one of the baddest singing international stars out there right now, and I'm gonna be the first musician to do a deal with Crank?
Mm.
He was like, yeah, well, I was like, I'll make a bet with you. If I send you this video and you don't have goosebumps, you can hang up the phone. At least tell Lance the message. You don't have to say anything, but you can hang up the phone. I already bought the driver. I already bought the 3-wood. I'm telling you right now, this is the best thing I've ever hit in my life. And I have it
Mm.
on film, unwrapping it in real time, and I've never hit the ball that far. So I went out on a limb to try it. I bought the driver. I
Yeah.
bought the 3-wood. I went to Rock Barn in North Carolina, and I took that thing out. I just remember tagging him, and then I went to proceed and hit it and shoot that video, and I go, whoa, whoa, buddy,
Yeah.
time out. I'm a golf. Bro, I've hit every driver. This is not a gimmick. This is it. This is him, and I knew it. And so I sent him the video, and he goes, "All right, you're on, buddy." So I send him the video, and we get to the. I'm just keep on listening, and we get to. I was like, okay, he's still listening. I was like, yes, and it just goes dead silent, and all you hear is this, me, and I was like, that's all I needed to hear. And he was like, wow, man, I'm super impressed. I'll pass it along. 4 hours later, the coolest dude, Dave, the general manager over at Crank, he's
Mm.
so awesome. I love that dude, man. He had DM'd me, and then he sent me information over to the other coolest lady ever. Big shout out to Leslie. We love you.
Yeah. Leslie's
And we
amazing.
took it. She's amazing, right? And we kind of, it's just all organically happened, and it happened so fast. And yeah, we're up to some really big things, and we got a lot going on, and I haven't really been able to announce everything, but it's crazy. My first big event that I'm doing, well, actually, was just in the PJ Memes event, which was crazy
Hmm.
at the Trump. We came in third place. We shot 22 under, but the crazy part about that was I signed myself up. They wanted influencers, right? So obviously, I have a big name. I have a big following, but it's 150 people I don't know.
Mm.
Nobody has ever seen me swing a golf club. So when I went over here, I looked at my wife. I was like, yo, I'm on dog time, baby. I need to go over here and do the same thing I did on the X Factor audition on the golf course. And bro, I lit that joint up. And I didn't realize the golf industry is a very beautiful, small world, right?
Mm.
Small, it's very small, right? And it just started traveling, and really got close with Trav there, and he runs PJ Memes. Amazing, amazing dude, and he just put me in touch with a lot of cool. It just opened up a lot of cool doors for me because if you're cool, then you can play some golf. But I think the thing that was really cool is people did not know I could really play though,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
play,
Yeah. Yeah.
like so I'm really excited to everything we got going on with Crank. I mean, this is new for Lance and new for the team. You know, they haven't had an ambassador in like 10 years, if they've ever had one ever. I'm still a little, I don't know if it's 10 years or if they've never had one, but I'm definitely the first. So this is an honor, and them having Bryson put that in the bag, I mean, that just changed the whole, this is like a shot out of a freaking, you already know, like it was out of a cannon gone.
Yeah. I
And
mean, when I
they
spoke with
deserve it.
Lance, it was literally. I think one of the most impressive things is because you kind of expect to talk to someone that has like a piece of equipment, especially in golf, and they've paid a player to use it. That's
Right.
generally like that's just how it happens, isn't it?
100%.
But for Bryson literally to be like smashing him and Cole Berkshire smashed 20 driver heads in a weekend at Bryson's house, and
Yeah.
Cole Berkshire's like, well, there's this company, we could try them. A lot of guys are using them now, and they ring up Crank, they send over the heads, and Bryson's like, what's in this thing? Like, this
Yep.
is
Yep.
unbelievable. Like, it can't go this straight. You need to tell me what's in it. I mean, Lance sort of He was pretty open with him.
Yeah,
Held a few things close to his chest, like he should.
of course. Yeah.
And for now, Bryson to have that in the bag for, I mean, how long are we talking now? I think well over 2 years, 3 years, something like
Yeah.
that now, easily.
Yeah. So he won the U.S. Open at Pinehurst. If you're going into 2026, yeah, man, it's almost like what, like 3 years, or I
Yeah,
mean, and he's still using it. And
not
we
being
had that
paid
conversation
to
too.
use it. It's
Nope.
unbelievable, unprecedented in the game of golf.
Eh, That speaks volumes without saying anything.
Yeah, yeah,
That's all you need to know. Like he's still using it, right? And that's all people need to know. Like, and it's that impressive because I have never hit the ball this straight off the tee. I've never had this many mishits still go in the general direction that I was okay with if that was the
yeah,
miss.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I hit
I've
I hit
never
one off the
seen it.
hosel the other day, and it went
No,
straight.
did you? And I cannot make this up, man. That 9 wood and 7 wood is a weapon for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do almost anything I want with it. It's unbelievable. And I just got my hands on the mini driver. I think about 4 days ago, 3 days ago.
How you finding that?
So I hit it one time and it was amazing, but I didn't hit it on like out on the golf course.
Sure. Yeah.
Like I hit it a few times and I was like, yo, I really like this. But you know how sometimes that happens and you bring it out there and it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
I today kind of mattered to me a little bit, so I was like, I'm not really trying to test this out right now,
Yeah.
but I will eventually. But no, it's changed. I mean, I've my game is completely changed,
Yeah.
and for someone like me, I'm always trying to study how to hit the ball further with staying in within my swing,
Mm.
right? So when I was out in Arizona, that's the longest drives I've ever hit in my life. I
Yeah.
mean, you're think about that. Yes, it's hot, right? But think about a great stretch session and then being in that type of heat already.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're so loose, it's insane. I was doing stuff with my body and getting falling. It was just unbelievable. When I would get in the slot out there, I was so loose. It felt like a rubber band, just cracking that thing like a whip. It
Mm.
was remarkable. And to play with Lance and the whole team and all of us hit the crank drivers was the coolest thing I've ever seen. It was
It,
so cool just to see everybody's game play a crank, you know?
and he still hits it a long way,
Oh
right?
my God. Dude, I was like, all right, so we get there. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm like, they're playing they're tipped out.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, respectfully, I don't play golf on the West Coast like y'all do. Y'all know this golf course, y'all belong to it. I'll at least play the blues. I won't even play the men's, which I'm a man and I feel like I could if I wanted to. That'd be a decent excuse. I was
Yeah.
like, I'll play the blues. So furthest back for me was 10. Sometimes it was like a couple. We were pretty close. This dude's 62, 63 years old, cranking at 330. It's unbelievable. But guess what that does? It makes you play better.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is, but like stuff like that intimidates some people. But for me, that turns me on, bro. Like, I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like today, I told my wife, I was like, I love golf, bro. But when you are playing well, this is golfers. Let me see if y'all can relate to this. When you're playing well and you get in the groove and it's just starting to feel effortless, and then all of a sudden you are waiting every shot, and your round goes like yeah. I just shot a 76 today. I shot four over.
Nice.
I was 3 under on the back. I'm just strictly talking about the back nine today. I was 3 under through five and ended up shooting 3 over with 4 holes left. It took me an hour and a half to play 4 holes.
Really. Just
It
slow out
was,
there.
I'm talking, there's nothing worse than when you can't get in a rhythm
Yeah.
in some capacity. And I feel like I realized if I have the ability to walk when I know it's going to be that slow, I play amazing because I know it's already slow. It gives me time to just walk and not rush. And I'm really playing in my time almost like a pro would, so to speak, that's walking with their caddy.
Yes. Yeah.
So I've started to try to transfer over to maybe walking now, because
Okay.
sometimes it's so slow. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, by the time I get up, I'm re-stretching all over again what I did 2 hours ago. It's just too much, man. Sometimes, but golf is a humbling, testing game, so I love it. I love it for all it does to me.
It's unbelievable. The whole so like we do have buggies over here, but it's definitely not as
You
like
guys walk more.
yeah, it's I think
Yeah,
because the courses tend to be a lot of like clay based courses, so without cart paths either, so it kind of
yeah,
just there's only like literally a 3 or 4 month window of the year where it's kind of you could all go out in carts, but
yeah,
yeah, we mostly just walk, you know. But but then
yeah,
also we always want there to be like buggies as an option. So to hear you say you're
yeah.
gonna
Of
refuse the
course.
buggies is like
Yeah, yeah. I will say this. I think to touch a little more on Crank, before I finish on
Mm,
that. We are opening up so many more new ideas, and my goal with Crank is to create the awareness with my platform in every which way I can, and however I can get one of these bad boys in somebody's hand. Because I told this to Lance when I saw him. There it is.
there it is.
I was like, it's one thing to see it, but
Mm,
it's another thing to put that bad boy in your hands and
mm,
feel and hear that sound.
yeah,
It's unmatched. And the thing about me that people need to know is that I bought mine on my own and just told them how I felt about it. I wasn't calling them and asking them for free stuff. And I had literally just got fitted for I told you I got fitted for all the P790s and the Stealth 2 Plus, and then right after that the IQ35 came out, and I bought all that like 7 months before I'd called Crank.
yeah,
And now I'm selling everything. Cause I'm like, I don't, I'm like, yo, like I'm sold. And so we have a lot of new ideas, new content. I'm starting my YouTube channel, so there's gonna be some amazing 1v1s and 2v2s. If it's actors, if it's radio personalities, if it's professional singers, or if it's baddest athletes in the world, it is gonna be the funnest thing. We have so many amazing sponsors that are a part of this, and just getting a chance to see my personality
yeah,
and how I'm like on the golf course. And kind of get a chance to fill people in on my journey throughout the way, because I got a wild story. So I definitely want people watching this to get a chance to go check out the music for sure. If you
yeah.
haven't yet, you need to, please.
No, absolutely. No, absolutely. I'm sure they have. I'm sure they have. You know, because it is an incredible story. I know golf's been intrinsic to obviously some really positive parts of your life as well. But I know that you've had to deal with all these moments of loss as well, and the fact that you've been able to say to people also that you're willing to talk to them about it just shows that you were brought up to be just first and foremost. And I thought this was an interesting point that Tommy Fleetwood said at the weekend as well. First and foremost, to be a good man, and if that's what shines through from those experiences and being the fact that you're able to be somebody who talks to people, then that's just a huge credit to yourself and to your family and to your friends around you as well.
Hey man, I appreciate that. And let me tell you something about you, brother. You're very profound when you speak, and I feel like you don't speak to hear yourself speak. When you say something, you mean it, and that comes across very authentic with you. So I just wanted to give you that, just to let you know. So I mean, yeah, I appreciate that compliment, and that's what I'm about. I literally, if you take away one thing from me, is that I just never gave up, man.
Mm,
And the stuff that happened to me in my life is so I didn't have anybody around me that could relate. My age, new fame, new money,
mm,
losing both my parents in my 20s. Like, I couldn't go, I didn't feel like I could go to anybody and ask. I trailblazed for a long time. And as I got older and started talking to some other people that have been through similar situations, they kind of felt the same thing. Like, it made sense when both my parents died that I I fell so heavy into addiction.
Mm.
But I was lucky enough that what they instilled in me and how they raised me, no matter how bad the addiction got, what was instilled and how I was raised overpowered what was trying to destroy me. It was still there and it was still power, even though I was just going down bad. And that's what I hung on to no matter how dark it got. And now that I've gotten myself out of this with the support of all my friends, my family, my sponsor, like I'm in the best position I've ever had, and God has opened. I mean, dude, this has just been like nonstop. After, I got the Ravens coming up here, October 5th. I mean, there's just, I mean, the band that I'm getting ready to perform with at a golf event. Let me be very clear. I don't even know if I could say this, but I'm gonna say this. But I'm performing with the Hootie and the Blowfish Band.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Darius Rucker, Hootie and the Blowfish Band. It's the band performing with me. I mean, and then I'm playing in a huge golf tournament, and it's for a special cancer. And then my mom passed away from cancer,
Mm.
and then the cool things that I've been able to do through being able to be vulnerable and strong enough to share my story with people has been able to open up my pen to writing about so much stuff I've been holding in that I realized has helped so many people. And now with golf, with all these charities,
Mm.
my story is able to funnel into it in an organic, pure way where I can help bring awareness to the game I love, help spread the message for people to understand that, hey, I've been through this and I support what you're going through, and whatever kind of support we can get to help you manage anything that takes away a little bit of the pain or stress away. That's
Mm.
what I represent. That's what I represent through the music. That's what I represent through golf. That's what I represent through these young kids, bro. Like they, man, I told my wife this last night. I was like, I feel like every human being as a child had somebody in their childhood with one of their experiences, whether it be the most extreme or low, tell a kid, yeah, that's not gonna work, or that's a stupid idea, it'll never work, or why would you think you can do that? You're not good enough.
Mm.
I feel like we've all experienced that one time, and for me, m- my story, my song Underdog is a testament to my life. And if anybody listens to anything from me, I advise you to listen to Underdog. When you think of David Corey from this, even if you don't like the type of music I do, or you just like how I speak, or you like that we're talking about golf and I'm being honest, check that song out. If it's that song will get you up no matter what, or it'll make you be like, wow, I can't believe I let that affect me. So
Mm.
I wanted to rap with that, and I wanted to rap with this. My story defies logic, and at that point, when it does, it's either you go this way or you come over here to God. And I'm telling you right now, if you listen to my story, it's God, and He's around all of us. And these beautiful things that happen in our lives are because of Him. And the more you get connected and centered with that, more you'll be at peace, even when it's rough outside.
That's awesome to hear, David. I think I think your story will resonate with people from all over the world.
I appreciate
And the fact that you're somebody who's authentic and speaks from the heart and speaks through experience. I know that that's going to resonate with not just your fans, but obviously the golfing world as well, like you've said, and being able to give back. So,
Hey, man, I got a surprise for you too, because you have been amazing, and I did not mean to cut you off, but I need
no,
you to
no, you're
give
good.
me your size because I want to personally send you, because we got to get you rocking the urban rock gear out there in the UK. So you send me your size, we're gonna hook up you with some joggers, sweatshirt, hat, and a whole bunch of other stuff because
Oh,
we want you
awesome.
rocking it out there.
Oh, absolutely, David. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll send that through to you, mate.
All right?
I don't want to
Yeah.
say what size I am on here, because the camera it takes
Oh,
some pounds
it's
off
all
me.
good.
So,
No,
it's
I got you. And Leslie said that we'll be doing some sort of giveaway. I'm not aware
yes.
exactly what it is, so you can lead that.
Yeah, we're going to do a crank mini driver giveaway. I think the details will be in the introduction to this episode, so you can head over to Instagram and that will all be there and ready to go. So it's super exciting. Get crank into more hands, and what an amazing
Absolutely.
ambassador you are for the brand as well, David.
Truly appreciate it, man. And big shout out to Crank and everybody watching this. And man, thank you so much for having me, bro. Honestly. And I'm
No
telling
problem
you
at all,
this,
mate.
I speak things into existence. We will play golf before this world comes to an end in our lives.
Absolutely, mate. Whether over there or over here, we'll make it work.
Hey, yeah, amen, brother.
Well, thanks, David. We'll do it again at some point. I know there's way
Absolutely,
more
bro.
to say, so I appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you, mate.
Take care, boss. Yep. Peace.